A week ago, we addressed Fox's lackluster NASCAR coverage this season after Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano called out the network for its mistimed shots and not showing the appropriate action during the Xfinity race and the drivers-only broadcast. We planned on leaving it there. Then Sunday happened. Fox, which thankfully airs its final race of the 2022 season this Sunday at Sonoma, took its mistake game next level at the first ever Cup Series race from World Wide Technology Raceway near St. Louis. And the network didn't wait long to show, or in this case, not show, just how bad it was going to be. In fact, it started before the drop of the green flag, but fans at home would have never known it.
Our Toyota Camry TRD that's going to lead the field to green here. Big pyrotechnics on the backstretch.
Big fire! That was cool.
Yeah.
I tell you what an event. It's been a long time since I've seen somebody put on an event like this at this racetrack. Packed house.
Mike Joy and Clint Boyer sounded impressed, and they should have been. NASCAR was so impressed that it tweeted about that specific moment the day after, with a dramatic photo revealing the explosive pyrotechnics everyone in the stands saw, and the Fox cameras caught just a few flames and a puff of smoke. This was just a precursor of things to come. While the first stage of the race left a lot to be desired, with very little passing, to Fox's credit, it did show a heated battle brewing between Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain. That battle turned into a full-scale conflict early in the second stage, when the Trackhouse Racing driver grew impatient after repeatedly trying to pass the number 11 without success, and drove it hard into the corner and into Hamlin's rear bumper, sending the Joe Gibbs racing car up into the outside wall. Those watching in the stands witnessed it live. Those watching at home didn't see it at all. Instead, they were watching a KFC commercial.
On the cams, yeah, that's finger licking good.
Getting him. There's some ill will in Illinois. Broken toe link on Denny Hamlin after contact from Ross Chastain.
That was a major miss by the network to start the Hamlin-Chastain conflict. Unfortunately, it wasn't the only one. The network showed what transpired just over a dozen laps later, when an upset Hamlin ran Chastain down low on the track, forcing him to narrowly miss running on the infield grass. Later in the stage, Chastain was at it again. Sadly, so was Fox. After the 29-year-old watermelon farmer made it 3 wide and got into the left side of Chase Elliott and spun him, a caution came out. The racing gods showed they have a sense of humor on the subsequent restart as Chastain started deep in the field with Elliott on his rear bumper and Hamlin on his inside. Unsurprisingly, the HMS driver gave Chastain a nice shove and sent him into the outside wall, which the cameras barely caught, albeit out of focus. Hamlin in his damaged car came up from behind and grazed the number 1 car before pulling ahead. For the next minute, the broadcast showed the pair with Hamlin mirroring Chastain's every move and not allowing him to pass, including a side-by-side box with the leaders. However, when it was evident to anyone watching that Chastain was going to make his move and go underneath Hamlin for the pass, the cameras inexplicably cut away. For the next 10 seconds, Jamie Little and Michael Waltrip continued talking about the action, including Waltrip mentioning how Chastain has finally made the pass that fans at home didn't get to see. Incredibly, that wasn't the last massive miss by Fox in that stage. With a dozen laps remaining, Boyer was talking about Bubba Wallace and the Toyotas finding speed since Kansas, when the number 23 coincidentally went for a spin.
311 cars did as well. Bubba Wallace.
Whoa, turn 3.
Bubba Wallace, speaking of that, man, I spoke too soon on that name.
And he did not spin. He got a shot going into turn 3 from Ricky Stenhouse.
8 seconds. That's how long it took for the broadcast director to react from his lead announcer excitedly interrupting the conversation with something happening in turn 3 before the cameras finally showed the number 23 car. Yet another example of the right hand not knowing what the left hand is doing. That's become the standard for Fox in its NASCAR coverage in 2022. Mercifully, it ends at Sonoma. Will the network change in 2023 and put someone in charge who is in sync with the action on the track and what the announcers are describing in the booth? That's really not too much for fans to ask. And if Fox is serious about being a contender for the NASCAR contract when it renews in 2024, executives better find someone who knows what they're doing and hope the damage from the incompetence displayed this season and the justifiable outcry from fans isn't too much to overcome.